it's John McCabe. Welcome to the show. Hey guys, welcome to the John A. McCabe Show. It's Friday, anything goes Friday. My guest unfortunately had to last minute cancellation, so looks like I'm on the show solo today, and we'll get into sort of the topics here shortly. But welcome to the John A. McCabe Show, where it's all about accelerating your authority in your business, in your field of expertise. And what we do is we help entrepreneurs, business owners, authors, experts, speakers get heard, get seen, get noticed on any device, anywhere, anytime in 100 days or less, also known as the Authority Acceleration Formula. Like I said, we had a last minute cancellation. I was scrambling to try to find some guests for today. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to secure a guest for today's show. So I have just a few things that we're going to go through. So today, as I mentioned, I don't have any guests on scheduled, but what I was going to do is talk a little bit about the purpose of the actual show, it going live, and how I'm actually going to be using it in my business, and sort of going to talk about the journey that I've been on in the last 2 weeks, and sort of what's going on behind the scenes of the show as well. So a lot of times, you may have heard in the previous episodes, I talk about the Authority Acceleration Formula, it being 110 100, which means for every 1 hour of content, you need to do 10 hours of distribution and engagement with your audience, and you need to do that consistently, persistently over 100 days. So if you're doing 1 hour a week of content creation, you need to be doing 10 hours a week of distribution and engagement, and you need to do that consistently over the period of 100 days. So as you probably know, I'm doing 5 hours of content creation by doing these shows on a weekly basis, doing Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, the Authority Acceleration Program, where we have various topics, various guests come on, and we get into sort of a lot of the entrepreneurs' journeys, what their struggles are, what they're particularly doing to accelerate their authority, some struggles, challenges that they've had, how they have overcome those. So we're really talking to people that are actually doing it in today's world. And so what I'm doing with this show is, as mentioned, I'm doing this 5 days a week. So that means I have to do at least 50 hours of content creation I'm doing 5 hours of content creation. That means 50 hours of distribution and engagement. And that's quite a bit of time. And I'm not, in a lot of the aspects, if that's all I was doing, because I am creating so much content, that it's going to be very difficult for me to keep up with that amount of engagement and that amount of distribution, while at the same time earn a living and generate money with some of the other businesses that I'm currently involved in. So what I've done is I've outsourced. I just secured a contract to have a lot of the pieces of my, not the engagement, but a lot of pieces of the distribution being taken care of. So I'm just going to break it down exactly what is going to happen with these 1 hour episodes and moving forward. So every 1 hour episode that I create is going to get transcribed. So all of the audio will get transcribed into type, and then that type will go to my team lead. And at that point in time, my team lead is going to sort of clean it up, and they're going to create 2 very unique blogs out of the content and out of the information that we talked about on those particular on that particular session. They're also going to edit the video and turn it into a video podcast, and then extract the audio from that and turn it into an audio podcast. So I'll be running 2 separate podcasts, one video and one audio, and from every single show. And then we're also going to create, there's going to be notes created from the show, from the transcription of the show, So when the videos are uploaded to YouTube, that there's the notes is filled in, all of the description of the video is filled in, very keyword rich. A lot of information in there that's going to help generate traffic, very specific keywords, search engine optimize, and really speaking and talking to my ideal target market who I'm looking to attract by creating this session. So, and then there's also, from each 1 hour episode, there's also going to be 4 social tweets that get created. So that's step 1. So from the 1 hour content, the 1 hour show, I'm going to get all of that content created. And then I have my other outsourcers who are going to take the video and they're going to cut it into small clips. I'm starting to do some very distinctive start points within the episode itself, where I acknowledge the people, and then I reintroduce who my guest is. And every time I do that, that's going to be a single clip. So between the times that I reintroduce my guest on an ongoing basis, it's going to be a single clip. So we'll be creating those and then distributing those as well, and also creating social content that we can use to distribute those and create more engagement. And then I spend my time on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, not only following other people and interacting with them, but commenting on their stuff. And when they like my photos or like my tweets or posts, engaging into sort of building a relationship and engaging with them. So it's very time consuming because of the extent at which I'm going. I'm going sort of all in. 5 hours a week of content is a lot of content when you're using the formula that you need to 10x the amount of distribution and engagement that you're creating. So it's very time consuming, but you need to do it consistently, persistently. Does everyone have to do it at this particular level? No, you can do it just 1 hour a week of content, but make sure it's content that you can repurpose for other means, and then you spend your 10 hours repurposing that content, distributing it out through the internet world. And if you do that consistently, persistently, that's where you're going to accelerate your authority. So I've been doing this for 2 weeks straight. So already I've seen an increase in the number of people that, although it's a small increase, the Facebook page, I've done nothing to actually start a session for going after likes yet, but the Facebook page is organically grown. It's doubled, so it's just over 40 some people. I basically started with, I think, under 20. So I've done nothing to promote the page other than to send out, when I send out the graphic, that what the show is going to be on, for people to go to the page, and then they'll end up liking it. But I have not entered into a specific campaign yet, a Facebook campaign for driving people to the page to like the page, which is going to be coming up in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Same with Instagram. It's just all organic right now. I've grown probably 50 plus people on Instagram just by doing nothing more than maybe one picture a day. I'm not using it extensively yet. I just not dedicating the amount of time that I need to, but it's organically grown, 50, around 50 some people in the last 2 days or 2 weeks. Twitter has increased considerably, probably about 50 people as well. I started to do more engagement on Twitter. But I'm looking at getting into some automated systems that will help with following other people, finding the people that I need to be following, and then I can just focus on those people and create engagement and just dedicate a set number of hours every single day to each platform, whether it be 30 minutes on Twitter, 30 minutes on Instagram, 30 minutes on Facebook, just creating engagement for the people that I've actually started to follow or are following me. So that's your typical, to increase your social media presence dramatically, you need to be consistently, persistently on there and giving value and engaging with people. So That's part of the formula. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about sort of the purpose of, like I said, the purpose of the show is really a case study for somebody starting with no social following on the show or on the webpage, and very little social following on Instagram and Twitter. And over the course of 100 days, using the formula, the 110-100 formula, what can actually take place. And a lot of the things that I'm actually doing involve, aligning myself with people of influence to help increase the social following that they have and bringing them over towards the platform as well. And by the end of the entire 100-day sort of case study, that we'll be able to document from start to finish the process, how the effectiveness of it, sort of every single week, what we did, how it affected the increase in engagement, the increase in the number of people, how it increased the authority, and at the same time, within the 100 days, we'll have two podcasts running. Both we expect to be new and noteworthy on YouTube, as well as one of the top-rated podcasts on iTunes. So we're introducing the strategies that we know for launching a podcast. Expect to have a number one best-selling book in at least 3 different countries within this, from the content that we're using here within the 100 days, and as well have in the works a digital product for what somebody can actually do, the process that they actually go through in order to duplicate what I've done, so that other people can actually take the digital course and they'll actually be able to follow exactly what I've done, and they should see very similar results. Now, they may not do as much content creation. They may not do 5 hours a week, because that's going to translate into 50 hours of distribution as well as engagement. But even if they do follow it and just do 1/5 of that, so they're doing 1 hour of content creation and 10 hours of distribution and engagement, and they do that consistently for the 100 days, they should see a dramatic increase in their authority. And all of that translates into dollars of them selling their product, their service, their coaching programs, mastermind groups, whatever it is. So that's sort of the bigger purpose of today, of the show. Like I said, last minute, I guess, sort of canceled on me. So just sort of as normal on a Friday, just winging it, talking about a whole lot of variety of topics. It's Edmonton, and for those of you who don't know, that we just recently opened up the Rogers Center, where the Oilers are going to be playing in Edmonton. I think it's an open house this week, and I'm going to try to get down and actually do a walkthrough and check out the arena and what everyone can expect. Maybe I'll take some pictures from down there and see what the experience is going to be like when I go to an Oilers game this year. So hopefully within the next 100 days, I'll have either a beer company sponsor me with beer, or we'll be doing the Friday show live from a pub somewhere. That's my goal, is to do shout outs from pubs and do the live show on Friday from a pub or bar here in Edmonton. And we would move it to a little bit later in the afternoon, probably around 3 o'clock. Once I secure a sponsor, then we'll shoot live from their location and drink free beer. That's my plan, is have somebody else buy the beer. Molson, no, Jason, I told you before, I'm not going to drink. Well, okay, I'm not going to say I'm not going to drink. If Molson wants to sponsor the show and they want to bring me in, because I actually do drink Molson products. I drink Coors Light, so that's brewed by Molson. So I do drink Canadian, but I'm not a big Canadian beer drinker. As you know, I said before, I'm a light beer drinker, so I like the light beer. So typically I'll drink Bud Light, Coors Light, anything light tasting. But you know what? When it comes to beer, if the only thing there is a Kokanee, I'm drinking it. If the only thing there is a Canadian, I'm drinking it. If it's a Corona, it doesn't matter what the beer is. I'm going to drink it. If it's Lucky beer, I don't care. I'm going to drink it anyway. That's all the beer that's there. That's what I'm going to drink. So today, Jason, give me something to talk about. Yesterday I had Wendy Zelmer on. She was looking to launch a book in November. So she had some questions with respect to the process of launching a book, setting up her author page, setting up her lead capture page, as well as driving people to a book launch page, and how that process goes. I walked her through selecting categories, which I shared on screen with everybody, so that anyone looking to write a book, you can be a lot more effective in being the #1 best-selling author by going through some of the category process that I walk people through, and understanding how many books that you're actually going to need to sell based on that information in order to reach a best-selling status. So let's see. The importance of understanding your monetization strategy. That is very important, because if I was just doing this show and I didn't have a big picture plan or a big picture strategy, then, I mean, as great as the content is and as engaging it is, especially when I have guests on and entertaining at times, when you're doing this for a specific business, you need to have a clear picture of how you're going to monetize whatever it is you're going to do. So if you're running a podcast, how are you planning on monetizing that podcast? Now, one of the previous shows, we had Winnie Anderson on, and she talked a little bit more in detail about how to actually monetize a podcast from a book purposes. Typically in the space that we're in, the business space, the how to do something, or that sort of information, when you're writing a book, typically the main purpose is because you want to sell your products or your services. So the book actually needs to lead people down the garden path to get to the point of that they need to contact you and they need to work with you, or to buy your course, or to buy your product or your service. So a lot of these things, you actually need to start with the end in mind. And that end is, what is it that you're what is it you're selling? Are you selling mastermind groups? Are you selling high-end coaching? Are you selling book writing services? Are you selling, do you have a traditional brick and mortar business where you're selling clothing? Are you a restaurant? What is it that you're actually selling? So you start with the end in mind, and then you work backwards. So you talk in the book about the benefits that a person's going to receive, and you overcome some objections, which you typically, a lot of times you'll phrase those as myths that people know, and then sort of you work it through that way and lead people to the conclusion that they need to work with you. But having a monetization strategy, knowing ahead of time how you're going to actually make money by entering into a lot of these things, by doing podcasting, by doing a show like this, I'm being completely transparent. My purpose for doing this show is to create the content that I can strip away and create a book, create podcasts. But the big picture, my monetization strategy, is high-end coaching and high-end masterminds. That's truly what I'm going to be doing, is working with individuals, businesses, entrepreneurs, authors, experts, speakers that want to accelerate their authority. They want to have a systemized method in doing so, and they want to utilize their time effectively. So if that means outsourcing a lot of the components, but not only outsourcing the components, but as well having a clear picture and strategy, and somebody to actually walk them through it, where they just have to show up and either somebody interviews them, or they give them a very clear picture of what they need to do on a weekly basis, and the rest of it is done for them, or taking away and done for them in the process of managing their social accounts, or creating taking the content and repurposing it, and creating a lot of social information from it, as well as different blogs, articles, and all of these things are designed to target or attract your ideal target market and get them to take action. So even when in the blogs that I'm going to be writing or have written for me, there's a lot of calls to action within the blog that are sort of hidden calls to action. It's, where we're talking about something and there's an embedded link. So if you wanted to know more, you click on it, and a lot of those clicks will take you into some sort of a funnel sequence where you can get more information. You opt in, you get more information. But as well, driving people to the blogs, driving to the website, all of that will be done. There'll be targeting, retargeting on all of that, so that using Google as well as using Facebook, if you've gone through the information but you didn't opt in, we'll still be able to send you targeted ads, maybe for new content, to bring you back to the website to view some of the new content where maybe we'll take an action, or eventually when we're offering other free stuff like free webinars or other free downloads that you may be interested in, all in the process of getting you in that funnel so that we can walk you through, so that you get to know me, like me, and trust me enough that you actually want to do business with me, meaning that you're going to come to one of the larger group events, or you're going to want to enroll in the mastermind or the high-end coaching program that we're going to put together, the multi-level coaching program where we're going to work with entrepreneurs, business owners, authors, experts, speakers to help them build out their platform, not only their platform but their authority, all for the one purpose of generating more money. So what else does Jason have to say here? Thanks for the giving me something to talk about, Jason. I appreciate it. Before you write the book, yes. So having that monetization strategy, I think I touched on that. Having the end in mind before you even think about writing a book, you definitely need to have the end in mind. What is it you're selling? What action do you want the reader or your ideal target market to take? And what is the end result? What is it that you're going to be selling? Do you have an example you can share in regards to building a funnel for your book and business, real estate? In regards to building a funnel for your book or business. Well, I've done it for my real estate investing. Actually, yes. Sort of my second book, the Infinite Real Estate ROI book, which is right there. I wrote that specifically because at the time I create marketing systems for real estate investors. And because there's a lot of real estate investors that don't know anything about marketing, online marketing, offline marketing, and anyone that wants to do the no money down real estate, sort of the lease options, the getting people to attract people who are going into foreclosure, people who homeowners who are in a situation where they're looking to reach out to somebody. Maybe they've just missed a couple of payments. Maybe they're looking for some alternative financing or something. So it's attracting the people who want some help, but they haven't put their home up for sale on the traditional MLS, because a lot of times the houses that are for sale on the MLS are not great deals from an investment standpoint. Typically, in most cases, the best deals you'll find are when you deal with the homeowner directly. So you need a system that's going to attract those homeowners. So you need something that is going to speak the language, is going to address their pain, fear, frustration, or ambition, offer them a solution that sort of wraps around their pain. So when they go through it, they seem that they need to take action and contact you for more information or a meeting. And basically it's designed to get your foot in the door to meet with the homeowner who is could be in a distressed situation. So I build marketing systems specifically for that. So the purpose of that book, I already had the marketing systems, and the purpose of that book was to help me sell more marketing systems. So when you read the book, I actually teach, if you're an investor, I actually teach you how to build your own system, how to write the copy, how you can make money by doing this, by doing the lease options or people going into foreclosure. I actually teach you how you can do it yourself. At the same time, at the end, I know that the majority of people aren't tech savvy enough that they're actually going to go out and do a lot of this stuff. So at the end, basically, I offer them the ability to connect with me and get one of my pre-made marketing systems that is already designed. It's already been proven. So basically, they just purchase it. We set it up for them and put it into play, and then usually within 7 to 14 days, they're up and running, and they can go out and generate leads to do real estate investing. So, yeah, that is a great example of having the end in mind and knowing your what the goal is and building the funnel. So basically, the funnel is I use the book to get people to connect with me, and some of the funnels that I have are basically you can there's a free download where you can learn how to write ads that are going to attract motivated homeowners. So I talk about how to craft an ad, understanding their pains, fears, frustrations, good headlines, things like that. So once they enter, they get that free download from me. But when they end up on the thank you page, it's a video saying, hey, you want to write some ads. Well, I already have a series of proven ads and templates and information that I've already used effectively, that have already been proven. Why don't you just take my swipe file, which is what it's called when basically I'm giving you exactly what I'm using. Why don't you just buy my swipe file, and for $47 you can have all of my marketing material. And then once they buy that, the next page is where I'm upselling them on the marketing system. So that's sort of an idea of a funnel. So I use the book to get the lead, to get people to take action, to get into one of my funnels where I'm going to upsell them in the marketing system. So I hope that sort of explained things a little bit. So the purpose of that book, I already had something in mind that I was selling. I already had sort of a funnel that I wanted the people to go through. So that is when Jason was asking about having a monetary strategy, that's what he was referring to. So I already knew what I was wanting to sell before I wrote the book. So the book led the people down the path of, well, they either need to work with me or they need to get more information about setting this up and either doing it themselves or buying into my system, which is what a lot of the show will actually become as well. As the plan is, once the blogs start coming out and the all the social tweets and all of the things that my team's going to be putting together and distributing on a daily basis, a lot of those will have calls to action to get into a specific sales funnel of mine where I'm offering more information as to how you can do this process yourself. And all of that will eventually build my list so that once I'm ready to either sell my course or to hold an event or to invite people to a mastermind or into the coaching program, that they have already learned that they already know about me, they already like me, they already trust me enough because they've been either following the show or they've been getting information from me or the content from me and learning from that. So hopefully, not hopefully, but at the end, that is the main goal. So going backwards again, before I even started this show, the big picture was high-end coaching, high-end mastermind, and a digital product. I knew that's what I was going to sell. So then I go, okay, well, how am I going to sell that? Well, I need to establish myself in the industry, that I know what I'm talking about, that I can actually do this and I can help people do it. I did it with my real estate investing business, but I need to do this again and just sort of document my process and have a proven model and actually have a sort of a formula where I can teach that formula to anybody and they can duplicate what I did. So I knew what the end goal is. Okay, how am I going to achieve that? Okay, I'm going to start a show. I'm just going to implement my own formula. Start the show, create content, then repurpose it, distribute it, engage, and do that consistently, persistently for the next 100 days. So that's a little bit about the funnel and the purpose of writing a book, the purpose of doing this show. Sort of, you always want to start with your end in mind. And yeah, so expect over the next couple of weeks, expect to see a lot more content coming out from me in all the different platforms, not only Facebook, but YouTube as well, Twitter, Instagram, even creating Pinterest board things, which will drive people to the website as well to get more information or to watch the show. So there'll be two different websites. There's the website for the show, which is the show website. That's johnamccabe.com. That's the website URL for the show specifically. And then I have one for my coaching program or the products and services that we're going to be offering, which is authorityacceleratorcoach.com, which is just getting set up right now. So a lot of this stuff, sort of, I'm doing it as I'm creating content, just as the typical entrepreneur would. A lot of entrepreneurs, they take the action and then they sort of adjust as they go along. Where some of them actually have to have it perfect before they'll even take action. I'm the type of guy that shoots first and then aims later. So I shoot by starting the show, and my aim is, okay, I need to have the outsourcers lined up and doing the work. I need to build the websites. I need to create the copy for the website. So that's my aiming. So yeah, in an ideal world, it would have been good to have all of that stuff done prior to starting the first show, but that's not reality. So I started the first show, and I'll get all that stuff is now going to be created. So far, I've talked about the purpose of starting the show, the big picture when it comes to what is the overall purpose, what am I trying to achieve from creating this show, a little bit about the Authority Acceleration Formula itself, how it works, what the fundamentals are, and how I'm actually going to be rolling that out for my own business, and creating the template or the course that other people can actually follow the exact same system and get similar results. Or, like I said, to buy into the high-end coaching or the mastermind group where we work with people and teach them to accelerate their authority. And a lot of it is really about repurposing content. So those are some of the topics that we talked about already. What's Dieter has to say? John, doing awesome. Great seeing you. Yeah, it's great seeing you. I watched you on with Mark's show. It was the last week, 2 weeks ago. You were down talking to Mark at his studio, and it was great watching that show as well. And Russell just joined us. Russell, I thought you were going to start coming over to the house, Russell, and working on your business and joining me on some of these shows. Are you still doing the building that deck or what? Just let me know. If you're not, then start coming over next week to work on your e-commerce business here at the Authority Acceleration. Wrong place. At the Entrepreneurs Incubator, where we help people grow their business here in Edmonton. So if you're in Edmonton, you're watching the show, and you're an entrepreneur, expert, speaker, author, and you're looking to start a business, grow a business, then definitely come on by, work out of our place. We have the resources to be able to help you out on a regular basis. We have the video studios here that you have access to. You can rent the video equipment, and you can rent the studios, and we also have people to do the production, which is me, by the way, right now. People to run the system, to be your director as well. So if anybody is interested in the Edmonton area and you need a studio or a place to work out of, then definitely come on down by. All right, so Edmonton got a new arena that's just opening this weekend. It opened yesterday, new casino as well. I think I'm going to venture down this weekend, see what's going on, and just sort of get a feel for what it's going to be like to watch an Oilers game there. I'm sure it's going to be quite entertaining. So anyone on here follow hockey besides myself? Just let me know. Let me know who your favorite team is. And I'm just going to pull up a website here, and I'll share my screen. So I don't see any specific comments, so I'm actually going to go to see what's going on in the world here. Russell. Russell wants to know if I would sell other people's products on the show, or is it primarily information and your products? Well, I'm not really doing any selling of my own products. I talk about what I do, but running this, I don't actually sell my products on the show. So if I was going to sell anything, I would do a separate webcast apart from the Monday to Friday. So the Monday to Friday stuff is just talking about entrepreneurs, helping them grow their businesses, just letting people be aware that I actually have services that I can offer, or a location where they can come and work out of, or if they need to rent some equipment. So I'm not really doing a traditional sales, going through a sales process. But to do a sales process, I would actually do a webcast, a live webcast that is designed specifically just to sell a particular product or service. And that can be done here, and I plan on actually doing that and offering that as a service here to help other entrepreneurs who want to have products or services that they want to sell, but they're just not sure about selling them online. So I can actually work with them and create a webcast, help them create the show flow, help them with their scripts, as well as the information, as well as some of the closing and seeding the information all the way through the webcast. So basically I can help them set it up, I can help them direct it, help them with the scripts, that sort of stuff. But that would be on a separate webcast altogether. Typically it's not going to be thrown into this, because the purpose of this is really just to create content and to engage with people and to help other people out. It's not designed to do any selling, but definitely if you have a product or service that you want to sell, then do it on a webcast. If that's something that you're looking to do, definitely connect with me and can set up a specific webcast for doing that, selling products or services outside of the Monday to Friday 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time show. So hopefully that answered your question. And let's see, anybody else join us? So if you have any questions, just fire them off. If you have any comments, just let me know. And while you guys are thinking about it, I'm pulling up a Twitter feed here. That's what I was doing. So we're just going to go in and see what's happening in the Twitter sphere. So if you have something that you want to bring up, you're welcome, Russell. You still didn't answer my question, though. Are you still working on the decks, or are you done the decks? Have you started working on your e-commerce business yet? So I'm just going to transition over here and let's see what's going on in the Twitter sphere and see if anyone has any comments. So if you're not following me on Twitter, it's at John A. McCabe. Please do so. Anyways, anyone have any questions, comments? Just give me something to talk about. I can talk about a lot of different topics, but I just need somebody to I'm just looking for something that I can. I noticed one thing I noticed there's a lot of selling going on on social media, people that I follow. There's lots of people that in their feed, that's all they're doing is either selling something or trying to get you to click on their link, which obviously is the purpose, right? You want to drive them to a website. You want to drive them to something where you can capture their information. Even just them clicking on the link enables you to if you have pixels set up on your websites, whether they be Google pixels or Facebook pixels. So if they actually click on the link, even though that they didn't sign up for anything, you can still target them specifically because they expressed some interest, because the pixel got placed on their computer. So when they're on Facebook or in YouTube or Google, you can target them specifically with ads. So everybody has a link, and I've been clicking on people's links, looking at different things, and I'm quite sure that I'm going to be bombarded here shortly with a lot of different offers from people. Every time I go to Facebook or Google, they'll be targeting me for something specific. So anyway, this is the John A. McCabe Show, coming to you from the Entrepreneurs Incubator, and just going to wrap things up for today's show. Friday, anything goes. We talked in depth about the purpose of the show, big picture purpose. Talked about having a strategy when it comes to monetizing your platform. If you're going to use books or podcasts or live shows, knowing the end before you even get started is crucial, because it helps in taking people down that garden path to the conclusion that they need to work with you, or they need to connect with you and do business with you. So spoke about those things and a few others. But so yeah, this has been Friday. Anything goes on Friday. And with that, if there's no other questions or comments, I'm going to sign off, as I've got some running around to do. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday's show. Monday, I have Julie Hoffman on. She's going to talk real estate investing. So that'll be a great show. The lineup for next week is full. I have guests on Monday to Friday. Everybody's booked. So it'll be a great show. Tuesday, I don't remember all the guests that are on next week. Monday is Julie Hoffman. Tuesday, I can't recall. Wednesday is John McCarthy. Thursday is coaching with Tori Kitagawa. Friday, I have a gentleman on. He's an author. I can't remember his name. Sorry. Anyway, Monday to Friday, everyone's booked. Just keep your eye out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And keep your eye open for the upcoming guests for next week. But until next week, have yourself an amazing day. Have yourself a great weekend. If you're in the Edmonton area, be sure, maybe I'll see you down at the Rogers Place during the grand opening, checking it out, doing the walkthrough. So look forward to seeing you there. But definitely have yourself a great weekend, a great day, and thanks for watching the John A. McCabe Show. All right, you guys, take care.